Well, Coach, being located in the Music City, this building has hosted a lot of great music acts since its inception, but this is what she was made for, NFL football, and that's what we have today in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Tennessee Titans. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Keep playing hard. Let's go now. 60 yards. I got one.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They're going to look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. So the same tandem connecting on back-to-back throws to start the game.
And maybe throwing the scouting report off just a little bit. That's not exactly what they think is going to be their number one receiver, but he's producing already early in this game.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Second and 11. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 16.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Kenny Young just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, big grip.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Gay's kick is good. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Carr. And this is going to be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 22.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
On
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Completes it to Davis. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. He's got Smith here. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Darren Lee, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Hey, Orbit. 57 Mike 57. Watch the screen. Let's go. Watch the screen.
Now back to throw. It's caught. Smith. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Switch. 637.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And this one's incomplete. Rashard Higgins was the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. A first carry for Samaje Perine. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw his Carr. He'll find Metcalf. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Gibson. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
I'm scared.
Here's Carr. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This one caught by Davis. Well, he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
Go!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers getting together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Carr going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he's got his target. That's more. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
Watch the curl.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. He's going to look deep for more. That's caught at the 25. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point right down the middle. And that will get them one closer. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. And this one complete to Smith. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
The Titans on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, Zoo. 50 seconds to go.
They're going to look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Returning it is Moore. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Carr. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Taylor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
It's a jet sweep. Here comes Higgins, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Carr. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Carr now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Shotgun now for Carr. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down.
At the 5-yard line.
Check. Check 55. We own it. We own it. SOS. Mike 5.
Taylor. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Watch the run. Check 15.
They'll go to Pirine, trying to pound it in. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Samaje Pirine, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He'll look to throw. And he's got Smith here. Touchdown, Titans. Jonnu Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are going to retake the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We have been treated to great offense on both sides. The defense is on the other end of the spectrum. They're just searching for answers right now, aren't they?
And for most defenses, it's a very uncomfortable and in a lot of ways unfamiliar spot because points are going to be scored. But the way we're seeing them today, it's almost like there's no resistance. They've got to figure out how to slow these offenses down. Maybe someone on either side can make a big play and start to wreck and disrupt the timing that we're seeing.
As we get closer to halftime here. On 2nd and 12, Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders have retaken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 37. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they'd take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Carr. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll set up to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Come on, QB, come on.
They'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Gay knocks this one through. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check it back, check it back.
Carr now to throw. This is brought in by Gibson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long.
Mike, 54. Mike. You're Mike. Here we go. 54.
Operating from the gun. Carr got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now over 300 yards down for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second down 6 at their 48-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, Carr, and he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Carr trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
On first down, Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
6-6, pull it high.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Back to throw here. Over the middle here to Brown. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And oh, it'll be intercepted. As his guys will. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this.
Yeah, but the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. It's a gain of 35. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kevin Byard. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Ready? 10 logo. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm down. He don't know no better.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds Taylor, complete. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed. Back to throw now on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time, but it's going to be second down.
Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
From the 21, it's second and 10.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Everyone's got 4.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Defense wins championships, baby.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that's caught by Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Jonnu Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is, that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool it, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Let's go. 70, Indy. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. For this home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hey, I-7.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, his intended receiver. And now it's second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Let's go, let's go. Smooth. Number 53.
He'll drop to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, yeah.
2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Jordan Willis.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
This is no ordinary try here. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. Side of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice where you just pop it up there. No rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At their 49-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch safety creep. You're mine. Safety's creeping.
Now Carr. He's going to fire one deep left. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Shotgun now for Carr. Open man is Higgins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Carr going to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Carr to throw again. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week,
and he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. 53 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Hey, Alpha. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 50.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Taywan Taylor, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And now they have taken a 4th quarter lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
That's our own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. Third down here. From the gun, it's Carr. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Hey, Haywood. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And that'll be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr now to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it'll bring up third down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And now they have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. He'll look to throw. This one caught by Davis. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
16 yards on the play. It's now third down.
The Titans on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. This will be caught by Brown. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them.
13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's kept the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken at his 4.
Let's go. Do it.
First down 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll run with Taylor. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, D. Check 55.
Operating from the gun. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Carr. And this is caught. He hits more. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Operating from the gun, Carr. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Thomas, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Carr. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. Boye. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibson. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
He's back to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 19.
This is where hustle and urgency come into play. I think you got to get up there and spike it.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. And he slings one that's incomplete. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This defense making some plays right now, aren't they?
And they look like a group that really locked in before this series started. Read their scouting reports, got back to reading their keys, and playing with excellent leverage up front.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
55, Mark, 55. I don't know why this team is 55, Mark.
Carr to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. Back to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll drop to throw. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Maurice Hurst, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now.
57 to Mike.
They'll set up to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that is incomplete. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. First throw of overtime for Carr. Open man is Higgins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
At the 27-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw his Carr. He gets it to Thomas. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Oakland, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL.